So Republicans have introduced their plan to provide paid parental leave. Now, that was something that Ivanka Trump and many other people in the Republican Party were saying, hey, you know what? The United States is behind the rest of the world when it comes to paid leave, so we should actually have a paid leave program. Now, the U.S., as I said, is the only modern country that doesn't have mandatory required paid leave. Some companies have begun offering it on their own, and that's fine and that's great, but when it comes to the millions of people that don't have that option, they should be able to. They are left behind. So now, here's the thing. The Republican Party considers themselves to be pro-family, right? So a lot of stuff that they talk about is not necessarily pro-family, so it is interesting to see them actually put forward policy. So now, let's take a look at that policy, and we'll see if it's good. Now, Marco Rubio, Mitt Romney got together and introduced a piece of legislation in the Senate to do something about our paid leave, to actually offer paid leave for new parents. Now, that's in the Senate. Ann Wagner and Dan Crenshaw offered a companion bill in the House that would offer up to about 3 months of paid parental leave. Oh, look at that. That's actually around 12 weeks, right? So now you compare it to the rest of the world, not quite as generous. New Zealand, for example, they have about 22 weeks of paid leave, which was just recently increased from 18 weeks, right? So, and that's because their new prime minister is a woman. Now, who, by the way, she's an awesome prime minister. Now, Bulgaria provides 46 full paid weeks. 46. That's amazing. Bulgaria. Who would have thought? Now, compare that to America, which currently has none. That's super embarrassing. But 12 weeks, it's a start. Bit low, but it's better than nothing. Now, upon introducing the bill, Marco Rubio said that, quote, our proposal would enact paid family leave in America without increasing taxes and without placing new mandates on small businesses. So, not increasing taxes and not putting anything on small business. So, 12 weeks paid leave, that's good, but it's going to cost you. Under the legislation, new parents would have the option to get early Social Security benefits for up to 3 months to finance paid parental leave. A fact sheet from Rubio and Romney said most parents below the median household income would be able to receive a benefit that would replace about 2/3 of their wages. So 2/3 of their wages, but the cost is you got to use your retirement. So you increase their Social Security retirement age by several months, or get a reduction in their monthly Social Security benefits for the first 5 years after they retire. So that's a bit of a problem. So hey, if you want to spend time with your kids once they're born, just leverage your retirement. Look how responsible we are. We're going to give you the option, we're going to give you the choice to either screw you now or screw you later. Well, no, that's not a good choice. That's a terrible choice. It's the Hobson's choice. Again, because you don't know what's going to happen when you retire. You don't know if an injury or an illness is going to require you to retire early. And therefore, but you can't. You have to work an extra 3 months. And if you can't, well, it's a sad day for you, man. Doesn't matter. You said you took that early leave, that 3 months, or 3 months with your first kid, another 3 months for your second. That can add up. That's not a good thing. So now the Republican plan, to show you kind of the difference, was actually introduced by Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Now they had their paid family leave plan. They actually reintroduced it last month, which would also allow people to take medical leave and family leave for about 12 weeks. Now the difference is that it's paid for not by leveraging your Social Security, but by a small increase in the payroll tax. Now, when Bernie Sanders introduced this plan, he said the tax increase would amount to about $1.61 a week. So That's actually less than a cup of coffee. I've bought coffee more expensive than that. So, look, that wouldn't be too bad. I would like there be a plan that doesn't increase payroll taxes on working people. But hey, look, that's just me. I think we should go after the rich. But apparently, I am deemed an enemy of the rich. So, and apparently, I must be jealous or something, as some of my right-wing opponents would say. But hey, you know what? I don't mind paying $1.61 to make sure that I have at least 12 weeks of paid leave to spend with my kid. Fair enough. So now the Republican plan, to recap, lets you delay 3 months of your retirement or take less Social Security payments for the first 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. Dang. And so, that's the Republican plan. The Democratic plan, as I just mentioned, small payroll tax, and then you're fine. Okay. So now, here's the thing. More problems. You never know when your Social Security retirement will get pushed up by Republicans. That's another thing they've talked about a lot. Oh, we're going to increase the retirement age. We're going to have it go from 65 to 66. So you take this plan and you delay your Social Security benefits, and then they push it up a couple of years. Well, who knows when you're going to retire? And you know why? It's because they want you to die before you collect. And that's just my guess, that they want to keep pushing it up so that people, who are working in labor-intensive jobs, look, they often don't have as much of a life expectancy as people who are in the top 10%, at least. So you have a lower life expectancy, and they keep pushing up your retirement age. Odds are you're going to die before you retire. And if you borrow against your retirement, that delays it even longer and increases the chance that you end up not being able to collect as much Social Security, if any at all, if you survive. So that's the price here. That's the price. And so I think this is another way of kind of trying to rob you of your retirement. And this is just more of that. Anything that they can do to make sure that they don't pay out the Social Security that you earned. And I think to make you choose between retirement and spending time with your kids, because let's be honest, a lot of people can't afford to stay home with their child without paid leave. I think it's a terrible choice. But that's what you get with Republican legislation. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.